Okay. All right. So this is a session that might be a little bit ahead of time, but I know you guys have been doing a lot of research, right? On companies, you try to gather informations, and then things might get a being what to do and things like that. So by hopefully by the end, you'll be able to put in a lot of information, and then in the format that will be very helpful to your team. Okay, so let me start. So this today is from insight to actual impact. Choose the right market, turn company strength into scalable business. Okay, so that's kind of what we are thinking about. And today the concept is fish capital. So from the last batch, I think they can agree that what they remember the most and is very useful is this fish capital. So, and it's not being taught anywhere else. Not any business school, Harvard doesn't teach this. The reason why is because I created it. So you cannot get this from Harvard Business School. You can only get this from Seabridge Business School. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is from last time. Thank you so much for those who help us take pictures. I still couldn't figure out how to do this. I can only see a few faces here. But welcome. Let me go ahead and straight into a few things. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do is do a quick survey first for you guys. And today we assign you guys into the breakout room. So after I teach, you push you guys into the room so you guys can talk to each other as well. So let's go with the poll first. Which is most important? Let me try the poll right now to you. Okay, financial, intellectual, social, and human. Launch. Okay, so please go to the poll and vote which one of the fish capital is the most important to you, or you can think of it from the perspective of the business trying to expand. Is the survey out yet? Yeah, okay. All right, so we have 6 votes now. 7. We have 50 people, but I think we have about 40 bots. This is our way of checking in, right? We try to find a way to see who is still here. So now that's 9 of you. We should have at least 20. Or are they sending bots to participate today? See, we got you. That's the poll show up. Where does the poll show up? Because I created it, so I never saw where the poll actually show up. Does it show up on the screen that you guys are looking at? No. So you have to click on the
9
if
dot
you
at the
so if you
bottom
use
right.
on the bottom right. Please go down there. I'm trying my best to point it to the 9 dot. So there are 12 people now. We have 50 of you. I know there's a few bots. Yes. See, so many bots now, huh? I think it's about we don't take attendance for bot, okay? If you send your bots in, you're not participating, okay? Here, right here, right here, 14, already 14, 15 now. Go to the 9 dot,
And
15
click
now,
on the poll.
and click at the poll. Then you'll be able to answer. Okay, 15 people now. That's a
17.
result. That's a result show right away to you guys. Oh, okay, that's good. 18 now. So if you want to see the result, you have to click, right? You have to vote, right? If not, you want. So I want show the result then. So you guys can click and then enjoy your result there. Okay. See. So the curiosity is there. when I tell people you only see when you vote. Then people start voting. Now it's 21 now. This term in Bahasa Indonesia is kepo. I don't know if it's the same as in Bahasa Melayu. Is it the same then? Do you use the term kepo as well?
So what's capo? I don't
I
remember
don't think
actually.
I think it's only in Indonesian. I don't know how to explain it, but in Thai mean it's being it means อยากรู้อยากเห็น or you know how to translate that, but in what is
Like a
the term?
busybody. Busybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any of our friend from Indonesia here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more into over curiosity.
Over curiosity. I like the term, Amir. Yes, people like to kepo, huh? So I think yes. So sometimes I learn different language and I don't know how to translate it. Okay, cool. So if you want to know anything, you just vote, then you will get the result. I already see the result here on my end, and I'm pretty sure you can see that. So we just run similar survey with the entrepreneur earlier this week, and then the result is 51% says social capital. This is the entrepreneur. This is what do they think is the key to success in their business. 51% said social capital. 34% said capital, and then 14 said financial capital. 0 said human capital. Which one is that the thing is doing international business? When we ask them what is their strength, more than half said their intellectual capital. So next week you will talk to a lot of these entrepreneurs, right? What you will experience is they are very confident about their business and the product. So when you go into the meeting, right? So when you go into the meeting, you will not you will not be able to, when you go into the meeting, don't tell them that their product sucks. Okay? When you work with the clients, when you go into that, you already see this is the result. Okay? And the challenge, because they think social capital is very important, most of them says, social capital. Okay? So it's about the same. So as you work with your clients, do you think your clients want to explore? Do you think your client wants to export and expand globally? Do you think so? And then this is the trick question because because they want to expand, because if not, they will not apply to be in this program. Okay. So, but how do we start? How to pick where to go for them, right? So this is the key question. Everyone, right? So you said, oh, we have to help them research the market very carefully, very thoroughly, right? We have to go in depth into researching the market for them and things like that. What happened? There are about 200 countries in the world. So if you spend 1 month research, one whole month doing nothing but research the market for your clients, right? 1 month, one country, it will take you 17 years to finish your research. And how many years do we have here in this CBIS NextGen program? Of course, less than 17 years, huh? So you have to think of a way to do that better, right? If you go to business school or doing anything, you heard of SWOT analysis before, but it's also very hard to figure out where to put what to put in the SWOT analysis. So that's kind of what we try to figure out. As you go into researching and talk to the entrepreneurs, I want you to go in with this mindset that every business has its strengths. Okay, very important. All of them have the strong point. All of them have the things that they are doing very good. have done very good, you need to figure out what those are. Because this is the key to come up with a strategy and to pick which market to go to based on their strengths, not their weakness. So you have to go in and try to figure out what are their strengths. This is very key. Okay. And people like to talk about things that they're good at. Right. So if you go into the meeting with your client and said, what is your weakness? Most people will say, right. If I ask Pickoff, for example, what is your weakness in front of everyone in the meeting? Right. It's very hard to get him to answer the real weakness. Right. But if I ask Pickoff, for example, what is your strength? And Pickoff can explain very carefully, right? And then use that as a starting point when you talk to the client. I know we are critical. We can find ways to improve, but first you need to find out what their strengths are. Okay. This is the framework that we will be using throughout our time. And you guys can duplicate this. It's already in the same folder. Let me see if I can share. It's already in the same folder. You guys can duplicate and work on it. And as you explore, let me pull it up quickly. And at least send the link into the file. Okay. And we will share later in the group. So this file, it looks like this. And my screen is okay. So this file, all right. So it's the same file as it's that one just now. Okay. So I want you to try to use this framework. And we have some example. This is the real case of what I use to come up with the new program for the Siam Commercial Bank and Department of International Trade. Okay, so we have example there. This is the template. I want you guys to figure out, try to map this into this, and then we'll go a bit later, right? But then right now, I want you guys to have this file and then try to take note based on this and then talk to your team about it. Figure out what their strengths are. Okay, so this is the framework that we call FISH X SWOT analysis, but it's being structured in a different ways. Okay, but let's go and figure out. So this is what I do for myself. So I review myself based on this as well, and where we want to go for the company. You guys have this example that I use in the real case to come up with a new program. Okay, so that first, and then let's go back and take a look at what are the fish right out there. I want you guys to get the information correctly, and we'll open the floor for you to ask questions and share what your learnings are at the end. Okay, so first, I want you to think about two words: pick the right market and pick the market right. Right. Right here means the market that the clients can win. That's very key. Right? When you choose the market, you choose the market that client has an opportunity to win. Right. So this is Fish Capital. So if you watch the video, you might understand it a little bit. So Fish stand for financial, intellectual, social, and human. And these are four success that we learned in terms of how do we build company to be very successful. Which one is the most important? Let me go back and look at the survey that we do here in the chat poll. For us, let me screenshot. Interesting. So for us, number one is human capital, 31%. Then financial, then intellectual, then social. So you guys are not very social, huh, this group? You guys need to be a little bit more social. If you look at the entrepreneur, they said social capital is very key to their success. Okay. Um. Cool. So as you, I, so as we work and figure out the clients, you will figure out that most of the clients are smaller companies, right? So when they're a small company, they usually have less financial capital. Because they have less financial capital, they also have less people, less human capital that they can tap into. So the two things that will be the key for their success is intellectual capital and social capital that they can utilize. So that's kind of how we think about this as we help support the smaller company, not the very big business. So pick unfair market, but it has to be unfair for us, for our clients. We have to find out what the strengths of the clients are so that we can turn them into the selling point. Okay. So that's kind of how we pick this kind of market. As you research the market that the clients can go to, some of you might have more information from your end, from the market that you currently located in. If you're from Brunei, you might know about Brunei more. If you're from Vietnam, you might know Vietnam more. So please feel free to give that as a suggestion. But I want you to put into three buckets. These three buckets of the market that you study, the market that the clients should start, okay? The market that clients should look at for scale. And lastly, the strategic market that the clients might not be expanding into now, but they have to keep looking at this market because it's key, an important market. Example, for Seabridge. This is for Seabridge. The market that we start is Indonesia and Vietnam, beyond Thailand. Partially because I used to live in Indonesia, so that's where we. The other markets are the market that we start looking into, exploring and expanding. So now let's go to fish capital. Okay, fish capital is very key. Financial capital. So when most people think of financial capital, what do you think of? Money, cash, right? So that's true. One, you have to get cash, or if you don't, or even if you have cash, you need to figure out a way to find and generate more money, right? So that's we refer to financial capital. Ability to find more money, ability to find grants or investment. That is also financial capital. How many of you know this company? It should be in most of the countries that we are in right now, right? In Southeast Asia. Grab. Grab started off as the company referred to as My Taxi, right? Turned into Grab Taxi, then Grab. Okay. So the interesting part about Grab is Anthony. He is a co-founder and CEO of the company, right, Anthony? And then some might not know, some may know if you follow him. Anthony is just a Anthony is his family own one of the most successful business in where? In Malaysia, right? So the company is making quite a number, like a billion US dollars, right? So, and then most people think that Anthony is successful partially because his dad is rich. So my question is, from your perspective, and then you can turn on the mic or reply into the chat. Why does Anthony have great financial capital from this information? Why? And we want to focus on financial capital. Okay. So we're not talking about the business at all. I'm talking about the co-founder of the company, Anthony Tang. Why does he have great financial capital? I'm still here, right? Okay. Okay. It's a hotel Wi-Fi, so you know hotel Wi-Fi are great. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for participating. He got investment from family. His mother helped him because of his parents. Good knowledge how to manage money. He already a businessman who run business before, family wealth. He's not commercial bank investor, blah, blah, blah. Got a grant from Harvard. I like how you guys are thinking about it. These are good hypotheses, right? You should list out and you figure out as you figure out your company as well. So it's sort of a trick that I tell you that about the previous slide. I tell you that this family is what? One of the most richest family from Malaysia. But you know what happened at the beginning? His dad said, no, don't do this stupid idea and come back and work for our family. I will not invest in your business. So Anthony doesn't have family wealth as financial capital at the beginning, right? His dad also doesn't invest in him. But what he has that others don't have is he has that access to family wealth if they decide to invest. Do you see how the differences are? One is they got the wealth into the company, right? The other one is there. He doesn't get it, but he has access if he can unlock it. As you work with your clients, some of your clients might have something like this, right? You will have to deep down and ask them about their family, their business, their friends, whatsoever. They may have access to something you don't know. All right. So that's kind of financial capital. It can be the government grant as well, right? So if some of you are related to the princess, maybe you have financial capital out there as well. Okay. So in Anthony's case, he doesn't have cash at the beginning. And I think he will not be as successful if he has a lot of cash at the beginning. But he has the ability and the access to find those money. And he's one of the greatest fundraiser in the world. He is very good at fundraising. Right? Okay. Next, intellectual capital. So if you're from Thailand, you most likely know this. One is 7-Eleven, and the other one is Butter Bear. So for those who are from Thailand, you likely know. But for those who not from were not from here, 7-Eleven is if you 7-Eleven is the most convenient store, like most convenient, and you find it every corner across Thailand. Okay, so in Indonesia, it's probably most likely like Alphamart combined with Indomart. In other market, Malaysia, you have 7-Eleven and Samsung. So they do the collaboration with this very popular um, brand called Butter Bear. In Thai is Mee Noi. So they do new collaborations. So my question is, when you run this kind of campaign, right? Run this kind of campaign. My question is it intellectual capital of 7-Eleven or Butter Bear? Okay, I'll do a poll again. How can I do another poll? Okay, do a poll again. Intellectual capital of 7-Eleven. Okay. Do you think this is the intellectual capital of 7-Eleven, Butter Bear, or the other option is I don't know? I appreciate the honesty, but if you would like to try, you can try. We have 5 people voting now. The vote is very split right now. If you like to know the result, you have to click vote. It's in the 9 dot right there in the bottom, and you have to click on poll. Now it's 6 votes, and it's even. Oh wow, it's 50-50 right now. 8 votes. Oh, this one I don't show the result yet, right? Show everyone the result. Hey, interesting. Cool. So right now there are 17 people voted. 7 said 7-Eleven. 11 said Butter Bear. The answer is, at the beginning I said I don't know, but then I think right now there are two measure if it's the intellectual capital of 7-Eleven or Butter Bear. So if it's 7-Eleven intellectual capital, they should be able to create new campaign like this all the time, right? If it's their in 7-Eleven intellectual capital. If it's Butter Bear, what do you expect to see from them? So beyond collaborating with 7-Eleven, they should be able to come up with new campaign, new product collaborations, right? Right? So when I thought about this for a long time, we know 7-Eleven can come up with new collaboration all the time. So definitely they have their own intellectual capital in this space, how they collaborate and stuff. We never know the result if it's Butter Bear as well until this campaign came out. So in Thailand right now, Butter Bear is collaborating with KFC, with the standard. So we can now guarantee and confirm that is also Butter Bear intellectual capital. Okay. This one is a campaign from Vietnam. It's a bit hard to explain. Let me skip it. So there's another brand, very popular in Thailand called Ishitan. And let me try to translate into English. We wrote this article in Thai as well. So we call it a great comeback. Green tea to Thai milk tea. How Ishitan Indonesia went from losing hundreds of millions to winning the market. So let me explain how it works here. And most of you can relate if you're from that area as well. So if you're from one of the things I like about Ishitan is the concept that he runs business. He said, if you don't expand your business, they, meaning competitors, will come to you. So it's either home or you go out and compete. There's 2 options, right? So he decided to go. Ishitan very successful in Thailand. I think most of the people would know. He created Oishi brand at first, then he created Ishitan. Then he expanded to Indonesia with joint venture with Alphamart. which Alphamart is one of the largest convenience store, right? And then it's a joint venture between Alphamart and also a Japanese company. So they try to expand, and this is their product, the green tea, that are very popular in Thailand. So when they first expand into their market, they are most likely number one, number two in Thailand. So the two green tea brand in Thailand compete with each other, and those are two companies that he founded. So he is very successful here in Thailand. He decided to expand to Indonesia with the same concept. But one thing he might actually be forgetting, if you from if you are from Indonesia or enter similar culture, is Indonesia drink this tea called teh manis. Teh manis means sweetened tea, right? So as a side work is the first Bahasa word I learned is tanpa gula, which means without sugar. But I later learned there is the term called tawa, which means like no sugar. But that's the first word I learned in Bahasa because I don't drink sweet tea. So when I go to Indonesia, even hot tea is very sweet, right? And there's already one successful brand in Indonesia called Teh Bottle, Sosro, right? So in order to compete in that market, you already have existing players. So it's very hard to compete with green tea with this tea, right? So people are not very used to it. So they lose, they lost hundreds of millions in the first few years that they operate in Indonesia. Then then one day, Ishitan decided to Kuntan, Mr. Tan decided to go to Indonesia and observe the market. If you this brand exists in Thailand, Indonesian call it dum dum, but in Thai, if you read the Thai word, it's called doom doom. But Indonesian pronounces it as dum dum. So it's this brand, and people queue up like crazy in Indonesia. I was still living there. I saw this brand dum dum as well, and then so people are lining up every lunch like crazy. So they drink this Thai milk tea. That's when Kuntan realized that what is going to be successful in the Indonesian market is not the green tea, but it's actually Thai tea. So they have to switch the campaign and promote that Ichitan is actually Thai milk tea. Then it become a lot more popular promoting the brand. So this is the intellectual capital that he realized that he can utilize from the country's strength, right? In Thailand, the Thai milk tea for Ichitan is not very successful, not very popular as green tea. But then you can different products in different markets to win. And sometimes by just using the country's strength, you can also utilize and unlock those opportunities. Okay. So this is part of the reason why we encourage them to go study the market. And you guys can help them a lot because you guys are in different markets already. You guys can help them look at what is available in the market, what is popular in the market. You guys can think about and make an input to that as well. Okay. So these are some of the things that we do to help support. We have insight to support. And don't forget that one strategy that you can ask them to help figure out and get information is actually they can test the market within Thailand or within the market that they are in. Because in Thailand, we are the tourist destination countries. So sometimes encourage them to go test the market with the tourists and get the feedback right away. It's actually cheaper than going into a new market. Local insight here are opportunities. At the same time, it's also threats if they don't understand carefully. Next, I will talk about social capital. Okay. So social capital is one of the things that you have to build on. Utilize what you have, build up what you don't, right? So if you already have a lot of things that are social capital, your family is doing this, your background, your friends, your network from people from your universities and things like that. Those are social capital that you can tap into. So you should utilize that. So I can show you how social capital changed my company that I run in Indonesia. I run a company called Kulina. It's food delivery company. So we found it very hard to recruit great talent, right, for a long time. Then one day we got into and got in kind investment from Google, and then suddenly there's a lot of application applied. We just say that our company is being invested in Google by Google, and people keep applying. I have thousands of applicants lining up just to apply for the same position before and after. This kind of social capital help a lot. The other part is also you have to figure out. So I was able to attend this uh young entrepreneurs for G20. There's Y20, which is Young Entrepreneur Group. That year was in India, and I realized I go as normal to India. Then I realized that one of the participants was Saudi Arabia. Then I've been wanting to connect with them for a very long time. I try my best to go and talk to them, research, look at them, talk to people from there as well, figure out. Then suddenly one night I was a bit drunk and I saw this group of gentlemen and I decided to approach them, right? And ask for the contact, talk to them. And later I learned that the guy in the middle is His Royal Highness Prince Fahad, right? So he's the prince. So we connected after that, and then he invited me to go visit him in Saudi Arabia and talk about entrepreneurship. That's the reason why Saudi Arabia become the market that we should scale to because of this social capital that we build. Lastly, human capital. So as companies are small at the beginning, they don't need to hire, right? Or they can find partners and network that they can work with. As I told you, there are 200 plus countries in the world. If they want to expand in all countries, they will not be able to hire 200 people to work on the case for them. So one of the companies that does this very well is Google. How many software engineers do you think Google have? You can type in the chat for me. How many software engineers do you think Google have? One said 50K, Y said 30K. One, are you a software engineer as well? $60K. Only one said $60K. Any other guess? $10K. $300? You're looking down Google. How many? Try to guess. How many software engineers does Google have? 65? PK said 65. So keep typing down the number. We'll try to get there one day. So the same thing happened, 5K. The same thing happened to me. I was in this room with the Google. His name is Eric Schmidt. He used to be a CEO and become executive chairman when the co-founder was still building the company. So as we were part of the Google Launchpad Accelerator program, we got to fly to San Francisco and then have a session with Eric Schmidt. He asked the same question to all of us, the great founders from around the world. The same questions. How many software engineers do you think you have? The answer is similar to what you guys gave. 10K. Eric said, too low. Someone says 30K. Eric says still too low. Then someone said 50K. He says still too low. Right? And then one guy says 80K. He says still too low. And we were like, what? We all running tech companies, so we know, right? How many Google can hire. He said Google has more than 1 million software engineers, but we don't hire them. What they do instead of hiring, they do what they refer to as open source, right? So people can come in and fix a few things for them, and then that they said that's how they have engineers all over the world. Some of them will not even work for Google, right? So these are kind of the things that you can build human capital and relationship based on that. And this part is the reason why we are running this program, right? Because in order to do a regional successful company, we need local insight, and you guys are very important, right? And the type of work in your generation will change a lot. Even after this program, you can contribute, you can find a job or things like that inside by contributing to this company and learn along the way. So you become human capital for many companies as well, and you bring up values, your intellectual capital improve, your social capital improve as time goes. That's kind of the information that I want you guys to have as you are thinking about what are different things that the company has and can be the challenge and things like that. So what you do as you research the company, you talk to the founder, you note down what are their challenges, and is there challenge in the financial, in intellectual, in social, or in human, right? What their strengths are, right? What their challenges are, what is the threat that they may have, and then you come up with potential opportunities based on one of the four. So you put them into these different buckets. Okay, so as you research the company, I know that you will have a very great list, but I want you to start moving things into this fish X SWOT analysis boxes and start to build on it. And then we'll discuss and talk about what are the opportunities for the company. And we can use this. And if you see the insight from a particular market, you can note down that market too. And you will use this to help us evaluate which market they should expand into, how they should go about it. Okay. Okay. And these are your clients profile. I know some of you guys already have different questions. So please list out those questions and then we'll send it to the client very soon. I know the client is still, someone is still adjusting and uploading the deck, different things. Yes, this will keep changing until we meet the clients and then we'll tell them this is a scope. All right. So next week you'll get to experience. I know a lot of them already gave us some slot. Okay. In terms of that. These are some of the companies and yeah. Okay. And yes, today is a quicker session. I want you guys to spend more time, and then I know that some of the alumni are joining us today, today as well. So I want some of them to um, say hi to you guys, and then yeah, share some insights and things like that from their experience. Let me see who is in the call. But before we go to that, does any team want to share from your research? One, what do you think is the company's strength and which one of the fish that you start to see from them? And I want a representative from each team, okay, to share very quickly a representative from each team. And we'll have 10 from your research. Yes, what do you think is there from your research? What is the strength, and then what in which category do you think is there that strength? Cool. Anyone want to go first? And raise your hand. If you are still with me, you should be still with me, right? If not, we'll pick a number. and the team will select the next team. Okay, so I will not be only the bad guy. You guys need to be the bad guy too. No, I will let Pickoff be the bad guy. Pickoff, please help me pick one number, 1 to 10.
1 to 10 today is 16. 6 equals 7. I'm not a bad guy.
7,
I do a
7.
calculation. 7.
Okay, team 7. One of you guys, please turn on the mic and from your research, what is the strength that you find, and which one of the fish? Team 7. Now we will know which team that's an F10 today. Sure. Team 7. You know we have the name, right? So if you don't turn on, we can start calling you. Team 7.
Hey, I think I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but yeah, it's. Okay, so your question was what are the strengths and weaknesses of the company we are researching on, right? I'm actually just coming up with my
No
document
problem.
now.
Just share
But
real quick,
yeah,
and you please share with other team what company you get assigned to as
yeah.
well.
First of all, we got the company called From I Bought Noi Group.
Mm,
Yeah, they are advertising a chatbot sorts, which apparently it started off in the education industry and is used to translate uh, Thai to English, from what I understand, because I didn't actually do most of the research. And they are trying to expand to tourism, and that's they also want to ask us to help them develop a global brand. So here's my interpretation of that. It's that they want to develop a global brand so it's recognized internationally by people, but it seems like the location is very much stuck to Thailand because the thing is the company started in Thailand and it's not known on the website whether or not they've actually hard coded their own AI or they're renting the bot from another service provider or AI provider. Um, Now, one strength of doing that, the way they've done it, is that they can keep costs low. Startup costs for this company are low because it has yeah, they don't have to hire AI engineers, for instance, and develop their own AI. Somebody else will absorb the cost of maintaining and fixing it. Uh, yeah, as for yeah, the global outreach thing, it's because they want to branch into tourism, so they want to do that actually. Yeah,
mm.
they need
Okay.
to have the appeal. Mm.
Okay. So as you see, there is multiple things, right? That's in the message. Thank you, Dan, for
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah.
And
Once again, I'm sorry if
and
that was not
yeah,
very good because I didn't
no
really do a
problem.
lot of research. Yeah,
This is the common problem that everyone finds. You find a lot of information and you don't know where to put them, right? And this is the reason why we said let's go back and put them into boxes, right? So, for example, right in this case, where as I hear from you, that you said they work with global brands already. What is that? That's strength in terms of social capital that they can utilize. You see that? You put it in there. Number one, right? Number two, that can be the challenge as well. Right now, they are only known in Thailand. So the challenge for their social capital is only known in Thailand, right? Intellectual capital, you can say we are not sure, but our hypothesis, how I have hypothesis is actually our hypothesis is they are building their own, for example. So the technology is their strength for intellectual capital. Hopefully, they can translate this into a different market. You have to ask them, do you build your own? Are you successful in education? Successful in education. Am I here? Okay.
Sorry, you were cut off just now with static. So
Um. So yeah. So if they are successful in education, that become their strength in social, right? For them to utilize in other market as well. So do you see how you break this into different markets? And I'm only sharing this so that other people can see how to segment into different things as well, right? So that's kind of how it works. If they are profitable, for example, already, then that might be their strength in terms of financial. So they can use that money to invest into the new business. All right, those are the things that you need to figure out and put them into different markets and make sure that you ask the clients. All right, and prepare the questions so that you will see which one lands into what. Thank you so much, Dan, and then we'll have you pick the next number.
right. So how do we pick the next number again?
And any number from 1 to 10, that's not 7.
Mhm.
If you do
Okay.
7, you will go again.
Okay, gotcha. All right, 3.
3,
Three's a party.
3. Okay, 1 from 3. Just to help it out, we have Am, Manav, Chakriya, Quinn, Noreen, and Hannah. One of you have to go. Team 3. Am I looking at the right team? Yes, I am. Team 3.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes.
So our company is Lore Extract, Law Tech, and we have to dive into a problem to adopt existing technology to transform from one-to-one legal consulting service into product that can help a lot of user like startups and entrepreneurs to use.
Yeah. So
And
what is the strength that you figure out so far, and which bucket?
actually, they can be the fast mover in Thai market as far as I know. And there are some existing law fans, but the scalability of this is really high, even though they still need financial and they are still building intellectual the board, which is not publicly announced yet. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Noreen.
Mhm.
If you were to put this into the list, right? So what I will go about this company is you need to dive a little bit deeper, and actually, you know later from studying her profile. She's my friend, a good friend of mine. So she has two things that is beneficial to her. She's building a legal tech company, right? One, she is a lawyer herself, so she has this strength as the social capital and intellectual capital.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes.
So this one should be put in this bucket. Number one. Number two, not many lawyers work with startup, but she was the vice chairwoman of Thai Startup Association when I was a vice chairman of Thai Startup Association as well. You see how that is building as the social capital here as well?
Yeah, I saw her profile.
Yeah. Do you see how those can be utilized?
Yes.
Utilized, and then you can have you see that already, right? And then she has many cases that she helps startup actually. So that should be in the intellectual capital and
Okay.
also social. So it can be involved, right? Some cases this is very beneficial for her. So if you see this, it's already beneficial. Okay. So you
Thank
can
you.
come up with the campaign. Okay. So I hope that by doing this, everyone else will be able to see how we put stuff into buckets as well. So Noreen, 1 to 10, that's not 3 or 7.
1, please.
Oh, 1. Okay, that's easy. Number 1. And number 1 we have Steve, Vaughn, Amy, Molivan, Wormy, and Yati.
I think I can answer this. So our company is um neighborhood, and uh it's an ad tech company, and they are selling products that modernize exams, not just for currently they are their customers is around medical universities and schools. So they're trying to expand to overall education systems and overall education schools and universities. And their products have uh, the online exam lockdown browsers, and also the score management systems for the school. And I think their strength is that similar to Group 3, all the board and uh, all the boards are professional medical doctors. So I think they have uh, both social and intellectual
Mm.
quality in their strengths.
Mm. Okay, thank you, Molivan. So as you can see, this one will get help put you into brackets, right? So please continue to do that. And one of the few things that will be a key highlight for you, for example, Molivan, you can say, from my experience in Cambodia, when you share opportunities, you can say this could work in Cambodia, and I reach out to a few universities to test out if this is needed. When you do the final recommend, and I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but this could be an opportunity for you to contribute to this case a little bit more as well. Do you see how this could work
Yeah, yeah.
to your advantage as well? Yeah, and then they will get a very in-depth, right, sample of how it works, and you can say this is the feedback from the Cambodian market if you're there. Yeah, and then these are the feedback we reached out. We talked to a few professors at 3 universities. These are the feedback. You have to adjust this. This is very similar to Thai, and then things like that. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And you pick. We have 1, 3, 7 already. You pick one number. That's not those 3.
Let's go in between 2.
2. And 2, we have Icy, Sophia, Mai, Tani, and Nene. Nene Titikan. Mai, Nene, Min, Sophia, and who else? Tani, Icy, any of you here from this team?
Hello.
From team 2?
Hello.
Yes. Oh, Yati as
Yes.
well. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, I'm also 13 too. And our company is like a SWOT company, which is called Tanatai Mahatai Food and Industry Company Unlimited. And it is a FMCG, like agriculture-based innovations, and the company right now finding the solutions related to the product development, branding, and market entries to the local or international market, and also like they're now finding out like what kind of partnership they can do with the local producer and other strategy as well.
Mm. Okay. So this team is a bit harder because they come up with a new product. But I can tell you that one of the key opportunities and highlight at the strength is the founder is actually working in the local government. So he knows a lot of product connection and he can build a strength from the local government. So he's part of the local. It's not the governor, but the elected chief executive of the province and the local province as well. So you should ask a lot of these questions to utilize that. Thank you so much, Yati. We'll do one more team. I know I don't want to take you too long from the mentor. And the week after, we'll go with the rest of the numbers that we didn't go this week. So Yati, pick one more number for me. 1, 2, 3, 7. What I already forgot. 1, 2, 3, 7 are gone.
9.
9. 9, we have Porsche, Brian, Kevin, Nafisa, and PK and Red. Any breath? So from team 9.
Hi, it's me here.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Okay, Porsche, please.
So we got the company that you guys might heard of. It's called Seabridge.
Oh, okay. Never heard
Alright.
of them. What do they do? What is the project?
All right, so they are, and I heard they do a lot of things, but the project that we held is to expand the market for their books. It's called the Startup Mindset, and they are aiming to expand to Gen Z's friendly learning and impact platform, right? So we did some research, and what we learned from Fitch today, we kind of think the strength of them is they have a strong social capital. Yeah, because they have a lot of partners, and there are other comments from a friends of us in the group. They said, and they also have financial capital because he they use the word he has already success with 3,000 books so last year. So it can confirm that they have some financial capital too. And other thing is good intellectual capital is proven by the the numbers of the sale last year.
Cool. Thank you, Porsche. So you should be able to dissect that, right? So 3,000 might be their social strength. Do you see that? Then you can utilize that, right? For example, and this team will get a lot of pressure from me. Huh? Just to share with the team, I did talk before to publisher in Vietnam to translate the book into Vietnamese as well. So that's kind of what we are thinking about. But this is very useful. And then, so please continue to ask, do research, put it into buckets. Okay. Thank you so much. We put a lot of pressure on this team because I want to be able to expand the knowledge of this into a more. Okay. Okay. Cool. And please, if you cannot read the book, you should do Google Translate, or you should do the ChatGPT translation Okay, you will have to, you will figure out what to do. Okay, so I note here there's some highlight from some of the team that I I might know some personally. So I think after this kick off, and I will try to schedule one-on-one with each team as well, so I can put some of the insight as well. You don't need to ask all the entrepreneur. You can find, you can talk to other people, you can talk to your friends. Each team has a Thai friend. You can ask them what is it there, right? What do they use? For example, some of the company, the founder is the key strength. Some they already work with the local government. You get to work with Harbor Space. They are from Barcelona, for example, right?